The culture has shifted for the Patriots in a significant way. I don't think we would be saying this if Bill Belichick was still the coach, but I am saying this today. We have signed Kyle Duggar to a 4-year, $58 million extension, which can be worth up to $66 million in total, and has $32.5 million guaranteed. This puts him at the sixth highest paid safety in the league, and I think that that is extremely fair. I would put him right around the fifth or sixth best safety in the league. He's getting paid like it, so it's a fair deal. It's not a steal for the Patriots. It's not a steal for Kyle Duggar. I think this is rather fair, which we have to be happy about. Kyle Duggar is a game-changing player. Matter of fact, I don't know if this is a widely known thing, but I was looking at it after I got this notification, and he had the most defensive snaps out of any player last year on the team at 1,116 snaps total. The second highest was Jabril Peppers, his opposing safety, to his other side, and he had 955. So we're talking, over 100 more snaps than his second highest snap defensive mate, and that's a significant departure for sure. That's about a game's worth of snaps difference, so keep that in mind. He had plenty of run defense snaps. He had 55 pass rush defensive snaps, which was the most out of any defensive back. So we used him in safety blitzes a lot, and he's our number one blitzing defensive back. So he's definitely a jack of all trades. We use him in a lot of different ways. And he had 616 coverage snaps. I think the importance here isn't just how good he is as a pure safety. It's just the fact that we can plug and play anywhere across the board. He can play like a linebacker. He can play as an edge rusher. He can play as that deep safety, and he can even play some slot defense. I would say his strengths are definitely the run defense. He's a difference maker on the run defense, and his coverage was okay last year. It was bad at times. It was okay. I want to see that improve. I know he had a lot of interceptions, so kind of a lot of people use that as a factor to try to determine how good somebody was in coverage, but that just doesn't correlate at all. There's a lot of bad coverage plays where interceptions happen, and there's a lot of good coverage players that are locked down year-round, and they get almost no interceptions because the quarterback doesn't see an open wide receiver. He's oftentimes not going to throw it. So if you're really, really good at coverage, your wide receiver is just going to be a non-factor. That means no interceptions for you, but minimal receptions for your receiver. And honestly, that's probably better than a couple of interceptions. So a lot of these plays and players that are really, really great go under the radar because people just want to see interceptions. They want to see fumbles. They want to see big hits. But football is so much more than that. And I really think he's a great player. Again, about sixth in the league, but the coverage does need to improve. That was specifically a problem this previous season, and that might have to do with his cornerbacks being a little less talented. The safety is the safety. The name implies basically what it is. It's the perfect name for the position because if the cornerback fails, then the safety is kind of that second line of defense that's going to be there to pick up what the cornerbacks failed to cover. And with the less than ideal coverage from our cornerbacks, a little bit worse than what we're used to here, the Patriots are used to just having so many great cornerbacks. And last year was okay. I'm not going to say it was terrible, but definitely, there's room for improvement there. And I think that a lot of that put a lot more pressure on Kyle Duggar than it should be. So I think that could have a lot to do with the coverage grade. I will say Jabril Peppers had far better coverage. He was the 9th best coverage safety out of 94 that were ranked by Pro Football Focus. So Jabril Peppers is definitely the better of the two at coverage. He's also really great at run defense. And it's kind of crazy, but statistically last season, Jabril Peppers was the better safety on our team. And again, Kyle Duggar is about the fifth or sixth best safety in the league. I would put Jabril Peppers probably in the top 3. It fell a little bit under the radar. Again, the stats are more what people want to look at, but when you break down every single play, even plays where he's not getting targeted, he's a lot more consistent, especially in coverage. But it's good to have both types. I think that it's a good thing that Jabril Peppers can't be plug and play the same way that Kyle Dugger can. I will say Jabril Peppers is probably more hybrid than most safeties, but Kyle Dugger could be a linebacker. That's the type of player we're talking about. He could easily be a linebacker, and he would maybe even be better at linebacker than safety, just with his strengths at run defense and his slight struggles at coverage plays. Also, his pass rush is really, really good. Ranked 66.5. Is one of the best safeties at pass rushing, so he definitely could play, middle linebacker, outside linebacker. He's just a player that you can't really put a position on. Primarily, he played safety. He did play a lot of slot cornerback. He played in the box quite a bit. What's interesting is that we had him at free safety quite a bit. He had 371 snaps at free safety, but his most by far was in the box, so he kind of plays underneath. And it makes sense. He's 6'2", 222 pounds. He can go kind of head-to-head with any running back, or should I say head-to-shoulder pad, better yet. I think that's more appropriate in this day and age. But he definitely can take down those bigger bruiser running backs, and it makes sense to keep him a lot lower. Whereas Jabril Peppers played a lot deeper oftentimes, with only 267 snaps at box and 424 at free safety. I don't know why I'm breaking everything down to this level, but I'm just excited about this signing. I would say Kyle Dugger is probably my favorite player on the team. I do like Jacoby Brissett a lot from his days back in the day, and we're going to have a lot of videos about that. I like Kendrick Bourne a lot. He's just a team guy. Obviously, I have to say I like Ramondre Stevenson a lot. There's a lot of players on the team that I want to make videos about here that I like currently. Matthew Judon obviously has to be towards the top of the list as well. Christian Barmore is a player that has been great and very consistent. Flies a little bit under the radar at that interior defensive position. That's a position that's not very exciting, similarly to offensive line, but that is where football happens at the trenches, so that's a very impactful player as well. But definitely Jabril Peppers and Kyle Dugger are the two best defensive backs on the team. They're my two favorite. And, you add Christian Gonzalez, hopefully he has a very healthy year next year. We could have a very solid defensive back group right there. I think that the main concern falls underneath Christian Gonzalez. Obviously, there's health concerns there. I want to see them try to pick up some talent at the cornerback position. I know it's not going to happen in the first or second rounds. But at some point in the middle of the draft, I would like to see one or two cornerbacks picked up, especially some talented guys, because I think that is a position that has fallen off a little bit. I am happy about the fact, though, that now we have two really great safeties, and that is no longer a need that needs to be addressed at all. We have some younger talent at the position that's developing, so that's going to be a position where I'm doubtful we will see any safeties drafted unless they're taking the best player available kind of route in the 6th or 7th round. I could maybe see that happening, but nowhere near the 5th, 4th, 3rd round picks. No, that would be cornerback, if any defensive back position. Again, maybe the 3rd or 4th round, pick up a cornerback, and then we have hopefully 3 solid cornerbacks if that rookie pans out. So that would be really good. And especially with Christian Gonzalez, I'm very hopeful that he's going to be healthy, but there is health concerns there. And without him, all you have left is pretty much Jonathan Jones. So I think that is a big time position that needs to be addressed pretty considerably. Anyway, this video has gone on way too long. I think the reason why I'm rambling is because I haven't made a video in so long. I do intend in returning to the videos. These past years have been very interesting for me. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't been very excited about the Patriots. There hasn't been much to be excited about. Obviously, if they play really good, I'm excited. That's everybody, right? But another thing is a position like the team's in now where I know they're going to be picking up a new quarterback. We're going to be doing some exciting things, and it might not result in 10+ wins, but it's still exciting to me. I like watching these young players develop. I like watching them in the offseason. I like watching them in the preseason, and the anticipation is very exciting. And that is something that if the team isn't going to be, a really good team, at least I can be excited about that. So I do want to make videos about it. I know a lot of Patriots fans are talking, and it's just an exciting year for the team overall because, hey, this season might dictate the future, the next 5, 10, 15 years if they can pick a good quarterback. Anyway, I'm excited about Kyle Duggar, guys. This is very, very exciting stuff, and I think this is a really good move for the team. And again, at least we know that the safety position is going to be a pretty strong one, and I can't say that about very many other positions. So that makes me happy, at least. You know, out of everything else, at least we can be happy about that. I'm going to be uploading more soon, guys, so be sure to subscribe. Be sure to turn those notifications on as those videos will be coming out. Like it and leave a comment down below. I need video ideas because I want to return to very, very consistent video uploads as I'm very excited about this season. So if you guys have anything you want me to discuss or break down, let me know in the comments down below and I will be addressing those comments. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.